Good day, everyone. My name is Sherwin Yu, a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Engineering student from the Technological Institute of the Philippines Quezon City branch. Today, I will be presenting to you the research entitled Factors of Productivity Loss Among Employees Affected by Traffic Congestion within National Capital Region in the Philippines. Before we start with the introduction, here are the authors of the paper. Moving on to the introduction, let us discuss the background of the study. In the Philippines, traffic was already a problem even before the pandemic started and has severely affected the lives of Filipinos. The works of Suzaro and others in 2021 suggested that this problem arises from how policymakers create car-centric laws, which means that government projects are focused on increasing the number of roads to accommodate more private vehicles that carry small numbers of passengers. Unlike public transportation systems that are designed to accommodate a large volume of people. Ordinario also mentioned that the population density within National Capital Region is 21,765 per square kilometer, which is 60 times bigger than the national average. Multiplying the population density per square kilometer by the actual square kilometer of the area, which is 611.39 square kilometers, the result is 13 million people sharing the same congested road. This very dense population causes traffic congestion and leads to productivity loss among employees. The research endeavor seeks to delve into the intricate dynamics between traffic congestion and commuter behavior, with a particular focus on discerning how the presence of traffic congestion influences the actions taken by commuters. Additionally, it endeavors to analyze the consequential effects of these actions on the overall productivity levels of the commuting population. By elucidating these relationships, this study aims to contribute valuable insights into the complex interplay between transportation infrastructure, individual behavior, and productivity outcomes with urban settings. This slide presents the hypothesis model developed by the researchers, which is grounded in extensive literature reviews examining the prevalent impacts of traffic congestion, the typical responses adopted by local residents, and the resulting implications on productivity experienced by the community. This slide illustrates the demographic distribution of the participants in our study. Notably, there is a higher representation of male participants compared to females. Furthermore, the majority of participants are employed full-time and fall within the age range of 21 to 29 years old. For the methodology, quantitative research was used because it allows researchers to create conclusions from a large dataset, according to Babi in 2010. Moreover, multivariate analysis and statistical modeling will also be employed. Multivariate analysis was used to unveil hidden observed variables as suggested by Tavakol and Wetzel in 2020. Additionally, statistical modeling was employed to assess variables that cannot be directly measured or observed but are linked to multiple constructs that can be measured and observed. Proceeding to the results, this slide shows the results of the multivariate analysis. The result of the multivariate analysis shows that there are 12 factors based on the questionnaires. Furthermore, the Kaiser-Meyer-Okin test score, computed at 0.961, surpasses the threshold of 0.8, signifying its acceptability. This indicates that the sample size is deemed sufficient in terms of sample adequacy for conducting the analysis. To add, the analysis of the total variance explained reveals a value of 72%, indicating a substantial portion of the variance within the dataset has been accounted for by the factors extracted. However, it is noteworthy that 28% of the variance remains unexplained, suggesting potential avenues for further exploration in future research endeavors. Moving on to the next slide, here we have the initial statistical model. This model has factor loadings that are less than 2 and do not comply with some of the model fit indices suggested by Bali and Bedi in 2020. This only means that this model should be adjusted to comply with the model fit indices. After adjusting the model, we now have the final model of our research. As you can see, a lot of factors were removed. Time wasted and confusing distance were exogenous variables that positively affect traffic congestion. This also means that the time wasted and the confusing perceived distance contribute to the bad experience of employees during traffic congestion and severely affecting their productivity. Moving on, the results suggest that the common practices of people in the National Capital Region were first, detouring is becoming more popular in the area as supported by METS in 2021. Second, leaving home early, which is avoiding travel within rush hours as supported by Hickman and others in 2018 and is also popular among the residents of the National Capital Region. Third, taxi applications is the use of mobile applications to hire vehicles and motor taxis. This method is becoming popular within the Southeast Asian region as supported by the works of Charlempong and others in 2023. Fourth, relocating is the process of moving from one place to another to find better opportunities or alleviate current conditions as suggested by the works of Xu and others in 2020. Lastly, the model indicates that productivity is positively affected by health and quality of life, financial aspects, and increased opportunities. The works of Chris in 2020 suggested that traffic congestion affects the health quality of commuters. Moreover, the works of Ghazali and others in 2019 suggested that traffic congestion affects quality of life. And also, they suggest that traffic congestion severely affects economic standing and available opportunities. This slide shows the reliability testing and the model fit indices. The researchers utilized Cronbach's alpha as a reliability testing method to assess the internal consistency of the measures employed. This statistical tool is instrumental in ensuring that the items within a scale or test to reliably and consistently measure the intended construct, thus enhancing the validity and trustworthiness of the research findings. Additionally, the model fit indices underscore the robustness of our model. Each model fit index surpasses the established threshold value, affirming the model's ability to accurately represent the relationships within the data. This indicates that traffic congestion indeed influences workers' behaviors in responding to traffic congestion, thereby impacting productivity levels. Moving forward to the conclusion, the study sheds light on the prevailing mitigation strategies adopted by the computers within the National Capital Region. These strategies encompass various measures such as relocation, utilization of taxi applications, early departure from home, and alternative routing. Moreover, the result underscored the efficacy of proactive measures in mitigating the adverse effects of traffic congestion. By implementing strategic actions, commuters can alleviate the negative impact of traffic congestion on economic opportunities as well as on health and overall quality of life. In essence, the findings emphasize the undeniable influence of traffic congestion on productivity. However, they also highlight the potential for alleviating these effects through proactive intervention and strategic decision making. Moving forward to the recommendation, the primary recommendation arising from this study advocates for the adoption of a sustainable people-centric approach by governmental authorities. As asserted by Suzara in 2021, the prevalence of traffic congestion can be attributed to the inefficacy of the prevailing car-centric policies implemented by the government. By transitioning towards a people-centric approach, emphasis can be placed on enhancing public transportation systems and optimizing road infrastructure. Consequently, this shift will diminish the reliance on private vehicles among the populace, thus mitigating traffic congestion and fostering a more sustainable urban environment. The second recommendation advocates for the equitable distribution of business centers. As noted by Lumibaw in 2023, the influx of residents migrating to the National Capital Region in search of employment opportunities has significantly heightened the population density, thereby increasing traffic congestion. Building upon this observation, Sadobrishi in 2021 proposed the strategic dispersal of business centers as a means to alleviate congestion by reducing population density in congested areas, by decentralizing economic activity and promoting the development of business hubs across different regions. This approach aims to mitigate the strain on transportation infrastructure and alleviate traffic congestion in urban centers. As for the final recommendation, it underscores the importance of implementing smart mobility solutions. By embracing smart mobility initiatives, traffic authorities and urban planners gain the ability to systematically monitor and collect comprehensive data on traffic patterns within a given area. This data-driven approach empowers decision makers to make informed and strategic choices aimed at optimizing traffic management and enhancing overall urban mobility. Through the utilization of efficient data collection methods, such as real-time monitoring and analysis, smart mobility initiatives pave the way for more effective and responsive interventions to address traffic congestion and improve transportation systems. That is all for our presentation, and before we end, we would like to extend our sincere gratitude to each and every one of you for your attentive participation throughout this presentation. Thank you for listening. God bless and mabuhay.
Yeah.